So, I'm Ty Legend, and this is Ty Legend, and this is College Football 25. Now, I had originally set out to play Road to Glory on Heisman difficulty at only a 1-star school or a 1.5-star school, and I had 4 seasons to win a college football championship. Now, that didn't happen. So instead, I'm going to show you what is probably one of the worst Road to Glories you've ever seen. Now, when starting Road to Glory, you have the option between a 5, 4, 3, and 2-star recruit as your player. I decided to go with a 5-star recruit because it gives you the best overall, and I knew the challenge was going to be hard from the get-go. Plus, I really haven't played a football game since NCAA 14. So I decided to play quarterback. That way the ball goes through our hands on every possession, and I could have more control over the outcome of the game. After selecting your position, you're greeted with 3 archetypes: a field general, scrambler, and improviser. Now, at first, I wanted my quarterback to be able to scramble the ball and be a little bit quick. So I had a hard time deciding between scrambler and improviser, but I overall ended up going with improviser because it had a more max threshold on quickness. Well, as you probably already know, that's not the case. I really wanted my player to be dripped out, so I spent almost an hour on the customization screen. After putting on my damn Daniels, it was time to pick a mental ability. Now, at first, I didn't know which one to go with, so I just ended up picking the natural. It seemed like one of the better, safer options of the bunch, and just like that, it was time to start my college career. And before we even got to signing day, it was time to play 20 questions with the local TV reporter. So as I was trying to complete the challenge of playing at a 1-star school and winning a national championship on Heisman difficulty, I decided to tell the reporter that I was competing for a national title and that I was ready to see the field as a freshman. Now on signing day, the only 3 schools that were a 1-star school that really jumped out at me were Middle Tennessee, Buffalo, and Northern Illinois. But I decided to go ahead and sign with the 75 overall Huskies, even though I would be second on the depth chart. But I had full confidence that I would be the starter soon. Little did I know that this was the biggest mistake of my life. Shortly after arriving on campus, I decided to go ahead and work on my throw accuracy. That's when the coaching staff told me that we were sponsored by Adidas, so I wouldn't be allowed to wear Nike. So I decided to cop some Freak inline 23s and some red Freak gloves. After that, I decided to go ahead and check out the depth chart since I would be starting soon, and I noticed that my running back Gavin Williams had a 92 speed with a 92 acceleration, so I probably wouldn't mind throwing to the running back all too often. Then I decided to check out my wide receivers, where none of them really screamed at me except for Jalen Johnson, but he's 3rd on the depth chart, so I probably wouldn't be able to throw to him all too often. It was here where I realized my first mistake. Throughout this video, throughout the games that I play, I decided to use the revamped passing, which apparently didn't fit my playstyle at all, and I had only changed it to classic passing at like the last game of the video. But I must have been doing something right, or maybe the starting quarterback wasn't performing well in practices, because before I even touched the field, the coach was already offering me a shot at the starting position. And after this practice, I was pretty confident that I would be the starter. Even though I kinda goofed around in the option attack drills, I still scored pretty decent, and I felt pretty comfortable passing the ball in the passing drills as well. And just like that, I was the new starting quarterback for the Northern Illinois Huskies. And before I started my first game, I wanted to practice some more scrambling drills to be more of a mobile deadeye. I also laid out one of my linebackers, so at this point, I wasn't really sure if I should be proud or worried. And for week 1, we were going to host the FCS Midwest Coyotes. I'm not really familiar with Northern Illinois, and this was the first time I had ever seen their stadium. So I was quite shocked to see that they were such a small school. Also, that has to be one of the saddest looking Huskies known to mankind. The Minecraft dog looks better than that. And coach was telling me to run the ball and not to be nervous, but I was super nervous for what was about to ensue. Because after that run, I was starting to realize 2 important things. 1, my O-line was complete ass, and 2, coach had a hard-on for running the ball. It's 3rd down and long, and we actually get a decent pass play, but unfortunately I didn't see my running back open, and I didn't feel confident enough to throw across my body to Nick Elroy, so I took off and was just short of the 1st down. Thankfully, our defense was able to get us the ball back, but coach back at it again with the jet sweep. And I'm not really sure how this guy broke off the line so fast, but I'm lucky it wasn't a safety. And with coach only calling jet sweeps, I'm forced to call a different play. We don't convert and unfortunately have to punt the ball, but this time they get a field goal out of it, and of course coach is calling another jet sweep.
Oh no, no, no.
After 2 failed runs, coach is finally calling a pass play and I convert my first down of my career. After moving up the field a bit and after switching to play direction, we actually have a great run play where I thought Brown was going to make a touchdown. And after all that great momentum that we built up, coach decided to kill it all by calling a jet sweep. And after more bad run plays, coach wants me to do miracle work on 3rd and long. But at least we were able to tie it up with a field goal. We get the ball back, call a run play, and almost lose the ball. At this point, I didn't even know if we were going to be able to win any games. More run plays and we have a 3rd down where coach wants me to bail us out again. But instead of lobbing the pass like I meant to, I throw it straight to the defender for an interception. Down by 3, I decide to throw back-to-back interceptions. Trying to score before the half, I'm forced to run hurry up with the pass rush getting to me before anyone can get open. I banked on this cornerback biting on this misdirection and completed my longest pass so far. I complete this nice pass over the CB's head to get us in field goal range, but unfortunately, I still don't know how to call a timeout and we end up not scoring before the half. Well, as convenient as that was, we still have the same problem of me having less than 2 seconds to throw the ball before I get sacked, so I end up having to throw it away. Well, I thought we were doomed when coach, you guessed it, called a run play, but my running back is actually pretty good and turned a bad play into an impressive run. And we actually had 2 back-to-back runs work really well, so that was pretty surprising.
They didn't believe in us. God did.
And as everyone was covered on this pass play, I went ahead and ran for the 1st down and even got way more before I ran out of bounds. And if you thought that was good, then you wouldn't believe that we actually got a running touchdown on the next play. But, of course, one of our fat-ass linemen had to hold. But on the next play, I throw a nice overhead pass to the running back, setting us up for what is basically a guaranteed touchdown and erasing the flag that we had just got. And just like that, the Huskies have made their first touchdown. Boy, we sure won't be seeing a lot of those. The second drive, I came out and completed my first pass to the running back for a good momentum boost. But unfortunately, a bad run and incomplete pass left us in a 3rd and long, where I got sacked for 15 yards.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
So you know I had to audible out of that, putting my running back on a wheel route where I threw a pretty much perfect pass to where only he can get it. I also like how the replay made part of the play slow motion. Right after that, I came out and could have had another touchdown if I had been able to throw it in front of my receiver. It also doesn't help that he dropped it. Another 3rd and long where I have no time to throw and the game is closer than I'd like. 3rd down and long and down by a touchdown. Coach thought it would be best to call a run play, but thankfully, our running back pulled off an insane spin move to get us the 1st down. Brown saves us from losing a lot of yards, but we still end up not converting, and on the next possession, this pretty pass play puts us ahead. And so far, compared to last time, instead of throwing for 2 picks, we've thrown for 2 touchdowns. And even though we ran the ball for the next 6 possessions with a total of 2 pass plays, we still ended up somehow coming out on top. But if we're struggling against FCS Midwest, the future is going to be rough. And I was totally not prepared for what was next. Our next game was going to be against Notre Dame, and even though their team was only at 88 overall, I still expected to lose this game. I just didn't think we'd lose like this. Damn! This game really was a showcase of just how bad the team as a whole was, with me getting sacked on nearly every single pass play or throwing an interception. And every time we ran the ball, we lost yardage. I knew it was going to be bad when my running back needed hearing aids just to hear me when I was right beside him. Really, the only positive play we had was when my running back broke his back catching this ball. Or maybe this play where I was surprised that my receiver actually came down with it. My tight end actually got the best pass of the day, but right after that, I threw an interception that I thought would go down fast. But instead, the cornerback ran it back for a pick 6, and at that point, I just wanted the game to be over. Coach keeps calling run plays, even though we keep losing yards, and now being down 24-0, I press the wrong button and throw another interception for my 2nd pick 6. I'm not really sure how my lineman 65 didn't get called for holding on this play, but I take off running and get to midfield before I press the wrong button again and throw another interception. And for the first time, I notice Johnson is finally on the field, so I immediately put him on a fade streak route and chuck it downfield to him because he beat his man off the line. And just when I thought we were about to score, I run for the first down just to fumble the ball. The rest of the game is the same problem. My O-line breaks down in less than a second, and my receivers have bricks for hands unless they are wide open. After the game, my tight end is making sure that I don't kill myself, but I'm fully aware of the problems the team is facing, so I just ignore all the negativity. Then Karen, of all people, is making sure that I study. Our next game is against the 73 overall Buffalo Bulls, so I was pretty confident that we would win this game. Coach wanted to run the ball, but I knew if I wanted to win this game, then I would have to pass the ball every chance I got. After 2 back-to-back sacks and getting the ball back to get sacked again, we have a nice pass up the middle to put us in field goal range. Just as we were gaining momentum, Coach wants us to call a jet sweep, so I try to change the play.
Oh no! Oh no! No, 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 no.
The run plays didn't work, so I'm forced to make magic on 3rd down and end up taking another sack. After Buffalo took a lead in the first quarter, Coach finally calls a pass play where we hit big and end up scoring my longest touchdown of the season. Coach decides it's time for another jet sweep, and I'm not sure why. When we have only had positive pass plays so far, Coach calls some more run plays, and now it's 3rd and long, and me and the receiver work a miracle. But if Coach keeps calling these jet sweeps, we are going to lose the game. At this point, Coach is just calling run plays on 1st and 2nd and hoping I complete a pass on 3rd. I think Coach might be trolling because he only calls passes in the red zone where I throw my first interception of the game, which almost turns into a pick 6. With only a minute and a half left before halftime, I guess I'm expected to go Brady mode. We somehow get a safety, and now we get one more shot. After a sack, I connect with the tight end for 1st and goal. Instead of calling timeouts to see if we can score before having to kick a field goal, Coach wants us to run the clock out before having one last pass play where my running back can't hang on. After seeing the stats at halftime, it's clear to me Coach doesn't want to win, and I'm actually lost as to how we are even losing this game. At this point, I'm doing everything I can to win this game, but Coach is only calling run plays when we have negative yardage to start the 3rd. After 2 failed possessions, we finally get a pass play for Coach to call another jet sweep. After finally getting some pass plays, we make it down to the red zone pretty easily. Then Coach calls some run plays, so we have to kick a field goal. Now, down by a touchdown, Coach gives me a 3rd down to work magic, but I get sacked for the 7th time today. What I can only assume is the last time we'll get the ball is the time I start making some good throws, until I threw another interception. And somehow we get the ball back for one final drive. 1st down and my receiver's brick hands were showing, but we ended up converting on 3rd. On 2nd and 10, a pass to Lewis gets us to the red zone, and now Coach starts running the ball when we have no timeouts. If Applegate didn't drop this ball, we would have a tight game. Now with the game on the line, Coach decides it's time to call a run play on 3rd and long where I'm forced to run the play because I have no audibles left. Now with one last play to tie the game, Barnes drops a wide open touchdown and the game's over.
I gave everything that I had. I poured my heart, my blood, my sweat, my tears to this game, and
I guess that loss made Brown understand that Coach is going to force him to run the ball all game because he seemed to try extra hard in practice. Before our next game, I decided to work on some ball handling drills since I'm going to be getting sacked so much. This week we're facing the 84 overall North Carolina State Wolfpack, so I figured this would be a difficult game. Right off the rip, I noticed their statue was way better than ours. Because of the stadium being so loud, all of the confusion on the field caused me to throw an interception on the 2nd play of the game. I guess Barnes was trying to redeem the drop last game because he really went up for this tough catch.
Oh, okay.
After a bad run and sack, my tight end just barely missed getting a 1st down on this tough 3rd and long. At the end of the first quarter, it seems like it's going to be a bad run day again. I can't believe that NC State hasn't scored after getting the ball twice, and Coach is doing the same old reliable of running the ball till 3rd down, but this time I get sacked. Somehow the defense got us the ball at the 10-yard line and we're able to score off it. But after a booth review, we didn't actually make it in, and Coach took me off the field to try to punch it in, which obviously didn't work. This is only the second pass play Coach has called in the last 3 minutes, and I'm actually surprised my receiver held on to that. After getting sacked on the next play, I'm yelling the play to my teammates, but I guess Hurricane Katrina is over the stadium because no one can hear me. Unfortunately, we didn't convert, and the next time we get the ball, I get sacked and fumble the ball. They make a field goal, and I get sacked for what feels like the 50th time of my career. After another sack, I'm really trying hard not to let this be a shutout. And even though I got sacked to get on this drive, I'm still making good passes whenever my receivers get open. And once again, once we start getting in a groove, Coach wants to activate the jet sweep trap card. And of course, as always, Coach calls run plays until we get inside the red zone where I throw another pick six. Trying to at least score one touchdown, I try to force a throw, which turns into another pick six. And even though I put together one hell of a last drive, we still lost 38-0. This week we're facing off against UMass, who has a 77 overall, but somehow is 5-0, and I thought this was going to be an easy game. After a bunch of unsuccessful run plays, UMass takes the early lead, but I make a nice pass for some decent yardage. And honestly, it feels like if Coach would stop calling run plays, we could actually have a shot at winning.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
But it doesn't matter anyways, because after some bad runs, I pressed the wrong button and threw another pick six. Unfortunately, the team overall is having a really bad day, as I get my two receivers mixed up, causing me to throw my second interception of the day. It was at this point where I changed my controls to classic passing, and I started playing out of my mind after this. So it makes me wonder if I could have won any of the other games if I changed this. All of my receivers were covered, so I took off and got us the first down. After a few rough downs, I throw to my running back who is wide open, and after that throw, I feel a surge of confidence, so I decide to chuck it deep, and my receiver comes down with it. Unfortunately, our defense can't stop them from scoring, but right now the only thing I'm worried about is not getting a safety. So I just chuck it in front of my running back, which pays off. After a sack on 3rd and long, Coach decides it's a good idea to run the ball, so we won't be able to score before the half. And even though they scored a field goal, I keep making good passes like this. We make it down to the 17-yard line, and I take a gamble that my receiver would catch this, and we get a touchdown. And after all these incredible pass plays, we only really never do anything on offense because Coach tries running the ball 90% of the time. And even though we're gonna lose this game, I'm not done making plays yet. The safety in the middle of the field goes to the right for coverage, and my receiver gets an easy touchdown on a slant. I thought I lobbed it over the corner's head, but instead it went straight to him for a pick six. And even though I had just threw an interception, I didn't let it discourage me, so I sent all my receivers on streaks and got us a touchdown. And even though we lost 40-28, I was feeling way better than the last couple of games. For some reason, Delaney thought it was a good idea to invite me to a late night party when I have a class and am on the football team, so I kindly tell her to fuck off. Our next game is against Bowling Green, and I'm bound and determined to win this game. We both are 1-4 and are 75 overalls, so I refuse to lose this game. Unfortunately, we couldn't score on our first possession, so they take the early lead. Unfortunately, Lampy is one of the slowest motherfuckers I've ever seen. Otherwise, that could have been a huge play.
You didn't say the magic word.
After 3 jet sweeps in a row, Coach wants us to go for it on 4th down. And somehow, some way, we magically score a touchdown after I change the play. After a bad run and bad blocking, we managed to pick up the 1st down. We end up not scoring and end up on our 2-yard line, and I'm out here scrambling for every yard I can get. After that play, I say fuck it and put Barnes on a streak where he runs all the way for a touchdown. Unfortunately, Coach thinks that it's time to run jet sweep, and they end up tying the game before the half. I'm really confused because we were in such a good groove. I don't understand why Coach didn't try to score a touchdown to give us a bigger lead. And to my surprise, we finally have a positive run play. And on the next play, we hit big again as I throw it on stride with my receiver for a pretty play. And these run plays better work because Coach is refusing to let me audible out of a run. And even though I'm getting my receivers killed on some of these passes, they keep dropping the ball. And honestly, they aren't even making an effort to catch some of the passes. So we end up having to settle for a field goal. We get the ball back without them scoring and have a successful bubble pass. And after 2 bad run plays, Coach wants me to save the day on 3rd and long, but it doesn't work out. Unfortunately, we weren't in field goal range, but that doesn't change the fact that my receivers are forgetting the plays that we call. Coach calls for a halfback toss, which has notoriously been the run that loses us the most yardage, but somehow we get a 1st down with it. With pressure coming for 2 straight plays, they finally get a sack on the 3rd. We make the field goal, but they score a touchdown. Having no time to throw the ball recently, I rush a throw where the tight end bailed me out. Getting almost sacked 2 times in a row, I complete a nice throw up the middle. Coach was only calling run plays and refused to let me audible. And when we didn't convert on 3rd down, I was surprised Coach didn't go for it on 4th. Luckily, the defense stopped them to get us the ball back. But now we have no timeouts and we have to get 73 yards in 35 seconds. I guess Brown decided to start trying because he just made an insane catch. With the clock ticking and no one open, I scramble for the 1st down so we have one more shot. And honestly, a live reaction is better suited for the ending of this game. Okay, we gotta go. Put you on a hard route. I'm gonna put you on a wheel route, brother. Okay? Catch the damn ball. I gotta go. He's open.
Unleashes one.
Oh!
They find a hole in the defense. Run out of bounds just
What the fuck was that? Hold on. We can still kick a field goal, right? We can kick a field goal. Hold up.
You're gonna hear guys after this game say, gotta work harder.
Wait, we didn't kick a field goal? Oh my fucking god, we didn't have a timeout.
The worse it gets.
There's no fucking way!